What is up, you guys? This is All Day One on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you an overview video for the Lightbinder. So the Lightbinder is one of the support classes in the game, and honestly, the damage output from the Lightbinder is surprisingly good. It is one of the 3 default characters or classes that you get as well. So on your PS4, or on the PS4, you get the Lightbinder, you get Paladin, and Cryomancer. XBOX1, I was told you get those 3 as well as the Berserker. So, and the Gunner as well. So that is pretty interesting. But yeah, so the Lightbinder is a support class, meaning it buffs and shields nearby allies. You can buff your allies by targeting them and then holding down R1 or R2, and then R1 on the enemies lets you do a nice AoE ability. I don't know what it does exactly on the allies, so I'd have to reread that. But you can shield, you have a group shield, which is your L2 R1, or no, L2 triangle or L2Y, and then you can also revive allies as well, which is pretty cool. You don't have to have your companion with a self-revive ability, unless you're trying to revive yourself, obviously. But if you're trying to revive nearby allies, all you have to use is this revive ability, which is about like an 8-minute or 6-minute cooldown, one of the two. And then like I said, the damage output on the Lightbinder is surprising. So the Lightbinder could technically be one of the top tier damage dealers in my opinion, because you can buff yourself and you can also do damage to the enemies as well as staying alive as well. So Lightbinder is a really good solo class in my opinion. You don't have to worry about, you know, taking too much damage because you have shields. You don't have to worry about not having enough damage because the Lightbinder itself already puts out enough damage as it is. And now on to the next part, the durability section, I suppose. The Lightbinder itself doesn't have too much health, but survivability, like I said, you can cast a shield, and I think you have 2 or 3 shields that you can cast. And then the next thing would be the movement speed in combat. So the Lightbinder is pretty agile. You can move while shooting or throwing your light at the enemy, and you move pretty fast as well, so you don't have to worry about getting stuck in one spot or anything. And oh, that's right, I forgot, the ultimate or super, I guess you can call it, whatever you want to call it. What you do is you're going to use L2 R1, and what your character does is they go up in the air and then they explode, and it'll do a nice chunk of AoE damage to the enemies. And the Lightbinder, when it comes to single target versus single target and AoE or groups of enemies, the Lightbinder is really good against AoE or group enemies because they get to they have R2. Yeah, R2 is going to let them do a lot of damage, pretty decent sized AoE damage. And then single target, they're pretty decent. They're not like super great at it, but they have decent damage output. And then the PvP Lightbinders are actually really useful to have. You'll tend to have enemy players focus on the Lightbinder though, so, but that's pretty much it. This is All Day One on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, peace.